here we go. Big game versus the Chargers, everyone. Welcome in franchise gameplay right now. Ultimate Team's back tomorrow, obviously, for Season 5. Playoff promo coming up for for Thursday. Big game here. We got to stop Devin Achane and the Chargers. We do have a new Chargers. What's up, Neurology? We do have a new Chargers user. The Chargers user who previously won a lot of Super Bowls is out. He is giving other people an opportunity to play. So we are now playing. I got to find the Cleveland playbook here. So we are playing a different Chargers user named Greg. He's a veteran in our league. He's been in our leagues before. So Greg has taken over the Chargers. 3-4 record. This team won Super Bowl 1, Super Bowl 2. We're now in Season 3. We're hosting Sunday Night Football in-game in Dallas. And again, weather is never a factor here in Dallas. Always a dome at home. Should be a great game here. We get the good scoreboard, Sunday Night Football, good scoreboard, right? Really exciting here to be here, Sunday Night Football. Dallas coming off 2 straight wins after a 2-2 start against the Dolphins and the Commanders. Let's see what Greg has to offer tonight. What a hit to start tonight's game. What's up, Daniel? How you doing, man? Happy Tuesday night, man. Big game today again against Greg and the Chargers. We are really excited to see here if we can win this game and, really go out there and just make a statement here, to the NFC that we're trying to go out there and compete not only for the NFC title, but just trying to win our division even. So we got to make the playoffs as well because the playoffs are very tight. A lot of great teams in the playoff race. Easily 2-3 good teams can be out of the playoffs here tonight. And we're going to already have a switch stick, but I couldn't get over fast enough. George Pickens breaks a tackle, first down. We won a switch stick there, but I just couldn't switch stick in time. I'm pretty positive it is George Pickens. No, it's Cameron Sutton, my bad. I saw 14, thought it was Metcalf. Or, I'm sorry, not Metcalf, Pickens. So actually that is going to be Cortland Sutton. Handoff. Here's Achane's first carry. He'll only get 3. He's where everyone's watching right now. Devin Achane, a big part of this Chargers offense. Someone who's been a big part of them winning 2 Super Bowls first 2 years. We got to go out there and stop Devin Achane tonight if we want a chance to win the game. Handoff up the middle, and Achane gets a solid 5. 3rd and 1. They're already in soft field goal range here, past midfield. Remember, NFL has changed a little bit now in recent history. We're seeing a lot of teams being able to kick from 60 plus, even in the video games. 3rd and 1, will he run the ball again? No. Devin Achane underneath. You already know, there's the tank. We cannot hit the rest of the game, 1st and goal. And this is exactly what Achane's going to do to you. We got to be very careful. To be fair, I kind of underestimate his ability there on man coverage. You almost have to user him. Handoff, Achane, and that's what's going to happen tonight. Touchdown, Achane. It's going to be a hard game tonight to start Devin Achane. We got to try to stop him, man, tonight. This is how in all honesty, I may take a running back of this magnitude next year in round 1 because we have struggled against Jahmyr Gibbs with Carolina. Right now, we're struggling. It's all about speed. It's not about, I'm going to juke you, whatever. It's just, we're faster than you. We're better than you. We're going to go out there and win the game. Coach K has struggled. He has 1 loss against the Panthers this year with Jahmyr Gibbs. Him and Achane easily 2 of the top 3 running backs in the league. What a run by Ramsey, a young receiver on this football team. Could be a young corner, but I know he's at least a receiver or a DB. He was able to go out there and get a good return of the 38-yard line. Now it's 7-0 the Chargers. We got to go out here and drive the ball now. Playing against Byron Young and some good pass rushers. Although I don't know where his abilities are. I guess he has no abilities. I'm Byron Young. I thought he used to have abilities, so maybe he got dev down. Regardless, Sampson. Dylan Sampson trying to compete for the best running back of tonight's performance. 25 yards, 1/4 of the football field. What a job there by Dylan Sampson. Better job by the O-line. Sauce Gardner, the savior tackle there, past the 37-yard line. Here they go. The Dallas Cowboys are trying to return back. And Hurts, unable to get rid of it. Down he goes. That sack goes to Walker. Not sure what his first name is. Could be an auto-gen player for all we know. Loss of 6. 2nd and 16. Now looming for this football team. Abuka. They fooled him there. I thought it was man-to-man. It was zone coverage. 3rd down and 16. It was match coverage there. And now Coach K is already in a situation here where it's 3rd down and 16. You're already in soft range here for Cam Little. You may want to think about going for the 1st down here, but it's going to be tough. 3rd down and 16. And they're going to try to hit up McBride. He brought it in. 1st down. Working one-on-one there against number 6. I got to find out his name, but the safety that time, if I had to guess, that might be Lewis Seen. I don't know. It looks like it could be. And no, it's Cook, the safety. I think Brian Cook. Don't know his first name, but someone Cook. The safety, unable to get it done there. What a job by McBride in that separation. Here is Sampson. This game is tied. The handoffs coming into fruition tonight for both these football teams. Devin Achane, Dylan Sampson able to get it done there. The blocking upfield. Dallas Cowboys, they win the Super Bowl in year 1. They lost to the Chargers. Super Bowl rematch of year 1. Sadly, we were able to, win the NFC in year 1, but we were unable to win the Super Bowl. Devin Achane, very overpowering in year 1 against his football team. The question is, are they able to get a stop against Devin Achane and this offense, X Factor Joe Milton? We all know it's a tough football team. Tackle there, Zach Bond with Fred Warner, a great duo for us in the tackling game right there. It lit up. Secure tackler, Zach Bond on the kickoff. 7-7, Joe Milton, inside deadeye, sideline deadeye, high point deadeye. I don't really know if that sideline deadeye, high point deadeye is actually necessary. You already have sideline deadeye and inside deadeye, but nevertheless, apparently he wants that high point deadeye. 2nd and 3 now coming up for this football team. Again, coming off a great first drive with a lot of good handoffs. There's Bond, secure tackler, give him 1. 3rd down and 2 now for this Chargers offense. 3 and 4 in the year. Coach K 4 and 2, coming off a great win against the Commanders. And, at the end of the day, this is a big game for this football team. They are right now in first place by only a half game. And we knew that was going to Achane. 1st down. These are the adjustments you have to make. You have to be able to puppy guard Achane, make, other people beat you. Right now, it's a bad game plan by Coach K. It's 2 balls now on 3rd down and short that we really should have been after. Handoff right side. That's actually not Achane. Damian Pierce, 1st down. Give him 12. We got to be able to, come up with stops tonight. Win the trenches. Right now, we haven't really done it on defense. On offense, we have, but, that might not last for long. And he might try. He's going to go deep here, and he's got it. Touchdown Pickens. There's Pickens. We did not stay home. 13-7. Bad defense there by me. We were too worried about other stuff. We should have switched it there. Coach K not playing his best game right now defensively. So many, just mental mistakes can't happen versus these big games. Especially at home here, Sunday Night Football from the Dallas crowd. These are the games where you look back and you say, look, we didn't get first place because of these games. Let alone a first-round bye chance. I mean, you lose 3 games, it's over. First-round byes, historically, have always had 1 or 2 losses. That's it. In both conferences. I mean, every year this, league's been in running. You get 3+ losses. I mean, you're not getting that first seed. Even in the NFL, the 2 seed in both conferences are not easy games. The 2 seed for the Bears are actually underdogs right now, live spread versus the Packers. This is going to be Jalen Hurts here. He is able to roll out and throw it away. There's a flag. Defensive pass interference. What a bailout there for Coach K. No idea what happened there. He must have ran into my player. Trayvon Diggs on that deep blue, a cover 4, I think, ran into my player. We're gonna go and intercept it there. First down. Here's a play action pass, and they're gonna go ahead and go deep, and both users make a mistake. He played the underneath. The deep was open. Almost an exact replica. What a throw by Hurts under pressure there. This game is tied, pending the extra point, and it's good. First quarter is almost over. Both teams going deep there on these deep post passes, and both users were, made a mistake. They, were caught in the middle there between a medium route and a deep route. You always have to guard the deep route, which would give up a touchdown if you don't guard it. On the kickoff return here for the Chargers, what a hit! But no fumble there. The 48, or number 48 made the tackle there. And you're going to see these two quarterbacks already. Joe Milton, 100% completion, 123 yards, 1 touchdown. Coach K, 1 touchdown and 76 yards. What up, Smokey? How you doing, dude? So 14-14, we got a game here. I think we're going to wait till he unpauses it here. Not sure if he's busy or not, but definitely a must-win game. I agree here, Smokey versus Chargers. Even though it is a cross-conference game, these are the games, again, where you look back and, if you get a lower seed, understand that, you're going to look back and say, wow, we could have got a higher seed if we won this football game. 14-14, handoff, left side, Devin Achane. There's Jack Sawyer actually on the tackle. Give him 3. Well, again, in real life, we also have the Patriots and the Chargers. They're only favored by 3.5 points. Money line minus 200 may have grown since Sunday night, but, last I checked. But, this is something that, when you look back and think, about, number 2 seed, it just shows you if you don't get the first seed, in each conference, every other seed, in my opinion, is almost the same tier. I think the worst place you could really be is, the 4 seed, because, the 4 seed is not only a lower seed, but, the only advantage you get is you're not playing the, the only advantage you get is you're not playing the 1, 2, or 3 seed. You will play a 5 seed, but sometimes the 5 seed is a powerhouse. Look at the real life Rams. The Rams are the 5 seed. They're a Super Bowl contender. And it sucks for the Panthers, but they're not really a normal 5 seed. It's just Seattle had 14 wins this year, 14-3. What an immaculate year they had. But, take that away. I mean, usually 13 wins is usually good enough for the first seed. Not this year. You needed 14 wins. And they're going to go underneath to Sutton. First down. Coach K probably should have considered pass committing there on 3rd down and 5. They didn't do that. First down. What's up, Virus? How you doing, dude? Honestly, Greg is using Achane almost every single... I'm going to run commit here. He has been using Achane almost every first down. There's the handoff, loss of 1. I mean, textbook football. You have one of the best running backs behind the line of scrimmage, Devin Achane. Coach K is trying to win early here in the trenches. Now he's going to run trips here. Now we're going to try to pass commit here and just play some, gambling games here. It's kind of what it is, in these games. And the deep zone KO did not work there for Bishop. What a pass. First down. It was verticals that time. I was hoping it would be more like an underneath pass, but to be fair, we probably should have manned him up there on a probably, high percentage pass play. 1st and 10, handoff, Achane into the arms of the backup DT, OC. I can't pronounce his last name. Okay, we'll try here. OC Denoza. 2nd and 8. They're going to try to shoot the gap. Did not work. We got to be careful. There's Warner in the switch deck. It's packed. First down. Coach K switch tick. His eyes got too big. The flat was wide open. First mistake tonight by the Chargers. The flat was open there. Coach K switch tick from Tyree Smith to Fred Warner. First down. Handoff. Sampson. Loss of 1. What a pick that time. A switch tick's a big integral part of the game today. A big part of Ultimate Team especially. But, when you play franchise and, you can't call all the cheesy plays, you can't call, ebooks, whatever. Getting franchise stops, in my opinion, really does come down to switch sticking. Wide open, Shamike DK. First down. Midfield, Jalen Hurts, have a night. Good defense indeed, bro. What's up, Diaz? How you doing, dude? 14-14, what a game tonight. Sunday Night Football here tonight in front of the home crowd. They may go deep here, 1-1 in Abuka. Play action pass. No, they're not. Check down. McBride, they'll fall down for a fumble chance, first down. That was the skin of their teeth. They got that pass off. It was zone coverage. The guy, really closed the gap there on McBride. Jalen Hurts, the most underrated part of him is his release. His release is really nice, really smooth like butter. And Coach K, you better believe it, if he doesn't use it in Mutt, he definitely does not use Gunslinger in franchise. He is able to chew clock now under 3 minutes. He will do just that. That is a rule in franchise. You cannot chew clock until under 3 minutes because you're not going to chew the whole, chewing the whole quarter is, unrealistic in franchise mode. In Ultimate Team, it's whatever, but it's going to be a screen pass. I actually tried to go to the vertical there. Wow, that vertical was wide open. Damn. The vertical was open, but unfortunately, we were unable to get that pass off. Brings up 39. I'll try, dude. I'm going to try to beat the Chargers, man. All right, here we go. From the offseason, not really, sadly, not really. Some better backups, though, here and there. They're going to try to find McBride. There he goes. What a stays in balance very smartly. That with a 2-minute warning comes into fruition. Trey McBride was trying to be traded to the Titans wanted Trey McBride from the Cowboys. They rejected him. He's still a big part of this passing game. 14-14, handoff, Sampson, what a tackle. Nick Bolton lost to 3. Smart time out there by the Chargers. However, you got to be very careful because we are still going to try to chew this whole half here. 2nd and 13, Coach K might go underneath here with spacing switch. And there's McBride underneath. Give him 10. Correction. Yep, 10 actually. 3rd down and 3. And coach is going to run his famous stick. And this is where you have to get a stop here for the Chargers. If not, this whole half is chewed. McBride, stick. Trying to stay in bounds. And of course, he goes out of bounds. The game always does what you don't want it to do. I just don't understand. I move my whole body in bounds. They shove you out of bounds. It's crazy, man. Fullback dive. Can they get in? Hunter. They're just going to score at that point. Touchdown, Cowboys. Undersized fullback, backup running back, Hunter. They were able to get it done that drive. What a drive by Dallas. And this offense, after looking a little bit shaky back 3 weeks ago, because of the bye week, 4 weeks ago against the Panthers, they're now back in sync. 3 drives, 3 scores. They do get ball at half as well here, 21-14. If you're in the franchise, we are going to sim here after this game. It should be around exactly 9 o'clock flat. We're going to also do a doubleheader for primetime. 21-14, here we go. Joe Milton at quarterback. Can he get it done? They're trying to puppy guard Achane. Underneath, Pickens on a curl, first down. Drew Phillips in the tackle, and the Chargers, a little bit shocked they were not doing hurry-up offense. This clock will tick on an Excel clock. He now has under 120 to play there. I don't know, man. I probably would have done hurry up there. Milton. Pressure in his face by Sawyer, 2nd and 10. Yes, Tommy, he's really good, dude. Might go to Herbert neurology? Wow, I'm shocked. I personally don't see a Mike Vick bat-down issue, personally. Here comes pressure, Sweat, they get it off. And he smartly goes out of bounds off the clock there, 3rd and 4. They are not in field goal range here, 3rd down and 4. They're going to have to try to get a little bit more yards to be in field goal range. 21-14. Chargers have to win this game. I'm not going to say it's a must win, but it is a game that they're not going to overlook because you don't want to go 3-5 in this football league. 3rd and 4, they are going to pass commit. Good luck here. And that's tight coverage. In comes Jack Sawyer. In comes Dallas Turner on the pass commit. 4th down and 4, and they're going to go. Here we go. It is stick. Achane 1st down, but the clock will tick. Unless they call a timeout. Hurry up offense. Coach K is going to blitz. Kind of risky, but we'll see what happens. Blitz comes. It's well covered. And that's a really good dart there. 1st down, give him 15 more yards. Clock continues to tick. Here comes Tampa 2. They did pass commit. They could be screwed. They pass committed. Achane. 1st down, give him 13. Clock continues to tick again. They're going to pass commit again here. Hopefully it won't pass. Oh, it's going to be a spike. Smart coach there by the Chargers. They put the ball 2nd and 10. Pass commit there did not work out for me, sadly. Smart handoff there by the Chargers. 21-14. Coach K has got to be able to get a stop here. If not, at that point, to tie games, anyone's game at that point, seriously. They're going to go to man coverage here. 5 wide's always the best defense. And that's going to be grounding in the pocket still. 10-second runoff did occur. 7 seconds left. They're just going to do man up 3 deep. It's probably the last play for the half. Keyword probably. And that could have been picked. We almost jumped that. And he's lucky to have time on the clock here. 4th and 6. The kick is good. 21-17. Good job that time by pressure. You know, on that. Did we blitz? I forgot. I don't think we blitzed. How did we get that sack? Oh, yeah, it was good coverage. It was cover 2 man. The coverage sack really helped us there. 21-17. We get ball at half. Ramsey to the 27, and here comes this Dallas offense. They have got to stop this football team to have a chance mathematically. Getting a field goal is a stop. You did not give up 7, you got 3. Handoff Sampson. Made 1 man miss. And right there is Perez for the tackle, loss of 2. And again, these are the games where you kind of look and think it's going to come down to the last coaching decisions, the play calling, the 4th quarter, blunders. What is going to happen tonight for these 2 football teams? Coach K, check down. McBride makes 1 man miss. Give him 7. Correction 9, 3rd and 3. What a move by McBride. What a night. 5 catches, easily over 70 yards now for him. He is cooking on this football team. Chimike DK. Will they catch it? No. 4th and 3. And they are going to go for it. You have to in this game. I personally cannot believe that was a miss. It should have been a bullet pass. Coach K messed up. It's going to be a zig route. Can Greg stop it? He cannot stop McBride. 1st down. Zigs are a vital part of this game today. We already know Coach K is going to call it on short route situations. Understand that, we don't really call mutt plays all the time, but, 4th down and 3, you can't really do coach suggestions because they say punt the ball. I'm going to do a zig there. And they have circle underneath. There's DK. 1st down, give him 17. And again, we had that streak for a touchdown, a missed throw there, by Hurts. I think we freeformed it too much there. But, even though we got that 1st down barely with that zig, we probably should have had that touchdown, to be fair. Here's a play action bite. Play action bite. Good throw, first down. Schoonmaker, the backup tight end. They're trying to bite them right now on these handoffs. Early downs. The Chargers may think it's handoffs. No, we're actually going deep here. Suck him in. They're going to go for it. And it worked. Oh, incomplete. They had Ibuka there deep. Boy, just all the right buzzwords coming in tonight for Coach K. They had them there on back-to-back play action fakes over the middle, but unable to execute it. Handoff, left side. There's Sampson. Give him one. This is one of those things where a field goal is not going to kill you, but, you know, at the end of the day, man, I mean, touchdown will put this game, you know, possibly on ice if you get one more stop on defense on top of that touchdown. They're down 9. Here we go. Big play here coming up. Up in the pocket, they have Sampson. Dylan Sampson is in. Good pocket presence there. What a job by Greg to have a quarterback spy there. The problem is no pass rush. Sampson's in. Good pocket work there by Hurts. 28-17. And again, they had a penalty here, so it's going to be a really, they're going to try a power squib here. They're going to try a power squib. And sadly, it did not work. I agree. What a throw there by Hurts. Up in the pocket. Underneath Achane, what a hit. Remember, sometimes the tank is not an absolute. And that goes for Mutt, too. Mutt. The tank is not an absolute. It won't always work. Here's Achane. Remember, these fast running backs, if they go out, they're going to go in. They start in, they're going to go out. You always go opposite when you tackle. If they go out, don't go all the way out. They might cut in. 2nd and 8. Underneath, Andrews, first down. Give him 8. Chargers have to move. Here comes a Coach K cover 0 call. He has a guy beat. Pickens. Bishop. Unable to take on Cortland Sutton. First down. For the touchdown. Touchdown. 28-23. And that's why cover 0 is very risky. It's not always the answer. Kick is good for Dicker. 28-24. What a game. Again, tough games, man, here in the trenches. We got to figure out a way to, you know, honestly, I was too worried about stopping Achane there that, you know, he was open. Ramsey, what a hit. Those could be fumbles, guys. 28-24. Here we go. We're definitely going to run the ball a little bit more this drive. They did a lot of play actions last time. Hopefully Greg respects the play actions a little bit more now. Nick Bolton at secure tackler, pick artist, mid-zone KO. Here's a handoff. Sampson, here he is. Dylan Sampson, give him 12. Over 52 yards tonight. Pretty good for 8 rushes. The math will say that is about 6.8 yards a carry. 1st and 10 for Hurts. Underneath, check down. That goes to Sampson. Give him 9.5. 2nd and inches now. This is one of those things where, you know, they think it's going to be a run probably, and we're going to still run the ball. Sampson, got it, first down. By the skin of his teeth. That's why I said, man, you know, run the ball in, you know, inches, not always a guarantee at all. Diggs working against Ibuka. Let's see what happens here. Zig route there to Shamike DK. Give him 7. Correction 6. Now it's going to be 2nd and 4. We're going to run verticals here now and go deep. DK's had a more busy night than Ibuka, actually. Ibuka might be catchless actually tonight. Seriously. Here's Gerard, the rookie. Gerard, first down. Almost approaching the end of the quarter. Honestly, the MVP in this game has been Jalen Hurts. Great throws all night. Sideline dead eye, inside dead eye. Definitely recommend that on all franchise quarterbacks out there. A big reason why, honestly, you want to take Achane first round next year. But then, when you see, how good these ability quarterbacks are, look at McBride, give him 9. How about Hurts? 252 yards, 2 touchdowns, and probably only 2 or 3 incompletions all night. He's been great. No sacks, mind you. Actually, no, we had 1 sack. We had 1 sack in the first drive, actually, 2nd and 1. Getting a stop in this game is brutal. It's very difficult in this game. 28-24. Handoff, left side. What a stop there. Loss of 3. Who else? Nick Bolton. A big reason for that stop there. Nick Bolton brings up 3rd and 4. This is one of those plays right here where I think Coach K might actually just run the ball. He might pass commit and gamble a bit. We're running the ball here. I don't think 3rd and 4 is going to play the run. Handoff, Sampson. What a call, but a lucky shed. Injury timeout. It's not good. It's Sauce Gardner. Coach K isn't going to kick it. In big games like this, you got to take your points. 4th down and 2. Chargers may think they're getting a little bailed out right now. He's kicking it to bail out for me. But you know what? Getting points is never a bad thing for a football team, especially when it puts you up a full score. Up by 7. It is, Smokey, it is. Bruised ribs will return soon. The only way I would have said maybe go for it is that Sauce Gardner is off the field on that play. But if we don't get that and then lose the game, I would regret it. Now, if we lose, at least we're still a little bit conservative in our play call there. And that's going to be Shaheed. Any turnover now and a field goal is a 2-score game. That is another reason why you kick it, because now any turnover, it would be a 2-score game now for a field goal. Almost putting the game on ice. Achane. Stretch play. Cuts in. Devin Achane. Will Coach K get the angle? No. Touchdown Achane. What a job there by, he's so fast, Devin Achane. And like I said, it's really difficult to run this year, man. I just had no answer for that at all. 31 all. What a game tonight. There's not much you can do there, man, at all. 31 all. What a game here at home. Sim is after this. He'll probably be at 9 o'clock exactly here. Here we go. To return it is Ramsey. To a 22 they go. Here we go. Again, these running backs being put on showcase tonight. Devin Achane, Dylan Sampson. Handoff, Sampson. Still a solid 2 yards there, 2nd and 8. Probably a field goal or better here. If you somehow don't get a field goal, that's going to be too easy. A field goal, they win. So, back in the game is Gardner. Hurts is going to try to run for the first time tonight. Smartly slides, 1st down, give him about 12. When you run that double mug scheme, sometimes, especially double mug zone coverage, that middle opens up. Hurts exploited it for the 1st. Handoff, Sampson. Nowhere to go, loss of 1. Byron Young, the culprit of that tackle there. 2nd and 11. Came off the left edge. This is definitely where you're going to run the ball here. He's in dime defense. Personnel-wise, he had the numbers. Sampson, but again, we can't hold our blocks. Joe Alt, he's in dime defense. You're going to have the numbers advantage. Go out there and block. 3rd down 6. Here we go. Big play here for the Chargers. Ibuka getting involved. 1st down. He goes out of bounds so the clock stops. What a job by Ibuka there, and what a throw by Hurts. What a play to convert that 3rd and 6. Play action. Hurts up in the pocket. He can run. Gets a block. Smartly slides. Give him 15. First down. What a job by Jalen Hurts tonight. Playing like an MVP quarterback. Now approaching over 300 yards and over 3 touchdowns. Handoff. There's Sampson. There he goes. What a move. What a performance by Sampson and Hurts. Dylan Sampson has his 2nd handoff score tonight. 5 total touchdowns, 2 for Sampson, 3 for Hurts. Over 100 yards rushing for Sampson, over 300 yards for Hurts. Coach K up by 7. What's up, Marinos? How you doing, dude? 38-31, what a game. How about the blocking from the right side of Marius Mims? 38-31. Shaheed. First down. Now, Greg is notorious for going for 2 and just saying fuck it. So we have to be very careful here that we have at least a little bit of time left on the clock. He cannot score at no time on the clock left. Again, he has been going to Achane all night. Achane! Give him 12. He is averaging right now 10 yards exactly a carry. 13 rushes for 130 yards. If I'm Chargers here, I'm chewing clock. It's the last drive of the game. Overtime or go for 2. Last drive of the last drive of regulation, if you will. Let's see what they decide to do here. 2nd and 3. Handoff, Achane. Achane! And that's why he fell down there. He fell down because he wants to go for 2. However, the problem is he just gave away his cards. Now we know what he wants to do. So now we're just going to set the box right now and run commit. We know you're trying to shoot the whole half now. You just showed your cards. So we're going to run commit now to the left side. We ran commit. We get a shed. Timeout Dallas. Because we know he's going to chew clock. Now I'd play the pass. Because running back to back would be tough. I mean, Achane's that good, though. He might. Yes, they do. Handoff, Achane. They were there, though. There's Sweat. Timeout, Dallas. 3rd and 6. And this is gun empty. I feel like right here, Coach K might call a cover 0 shell, but it's going to be cover 6. It's a cover 0 shell, but it's really cover 6. They didn't fall for it there. First down. Timeout, Dallas. It's one of those things, again, where he's going to run commit here on first down. I mean, we know that it's going to be a handoff guaranteed. To me, it's a waste of a play. Handoff, loss of 3. We know what you're doing. We're just going to stop it. Run committing in this game is obviously something that you can do in a video game, but not in real life. In real life, it would probably just look like just everyone is blitzing the A-gap, but he's going to pass it here. Screen pass. They're there, but he still gets 3 yards for how fast Achane is. He is chewing clock. 3rd down and 9. And that clock is ticking here for Greg. 3rd and 9. And that probably should have been picked. Instead, it's 4th and 5. And if you're Coach K here, I think you're going to have to call a man coverage here. I mean, you had the quarterback spy double team Achane here in the angle route, possibly. He calls stick! And somehow Achane was able to catch it and then still turn upfield in time? That is absolutely amazing at how overpowered Achane is, because that was covered in man coverage. We even had the outside leverage. The coverage, the guy was to the left of him, and he still beat him to the left side. That is absolutely remarkable that Devin Achane was able to do that. And of course, that can't be a catch either. You want that to be a catch, because then extra clock comes off. Some of these clock management things not really coming into play here for Dallas, but at the end of the day, you cannot give up. 2nd and 10. They're going to have to call a zone coverage here because of how fast Achane is. Play action pass. Coach K switch sticks. He has him. Touchdown with 13 seconds left. Remember, if they get the 2-point conversion, Coach K still has a chance, though. I think we know. Ooh, it's gun empty. I don't know what to call here against gun empty, but might be a screen pass here. I don't know, dude. Good luck. And they got it. 39-38. What a call by the Chargers. But remember, we are in field goal range at midfield. Greg still has to stop me from getting a field goal here in only 13 seconds. Touchback, 20-yard line. Here we go. Coach K has to get 30 yards and get out of bounds. It's not going to be easy at all. Ibuka! That's a start. To the 43 they go. They need 7 yards now to even attempt it. The defender fell down. Ibuka! Aubrey's going to attempt it. Can Coach K do what he did to go to the NFC Championship? 13 lucky seconds left. The defender slipped. It's not going to be an easy field goal, but Aubrey has the leg for it. From 64. I'm sorry, it's Cam Little. He's iced. The kick! It's good! Cam Little! They stormed the field. What a game! With 13 seconds left, Coach K with the Buka gets it done. And that's why they call him Coach K. Orchestrates a drive. Jalen Hurts. What a game. He was iced. Cam Little somehow makes it from 64 yards. If I'm Greg, I'm not feeling bad about that at all. He played a perfect game still. What a game. Arguably game of the year. Wow. Truly relentless. Game ball goes to Jalen Hurts. Wow. These quarterbacks had the same completion percentage. You cannot say that was a coin flip game to the wire, dude. What a game. Let's watch it one more time in real time. From 64 yards, Cam Little, midfield, you are in field goal range. He probably would have made that. Wow. He would have made that from 70. I mean, that ball went over by at least 7 yards. And I don't know, maybe like 5 yards. He would have made that from 69, I think. I cannot believe we made that iced. That is absolutely ridiculous. Because the iced, I think, is the hardest it's ever been. But Coach K clutches up, man, in probably what was one of my favorite franchise games, probably of all time, because even though it wasn't a playoff game, that was one hell of a game. I cannot believe that the series of events that took place in that game, that is absolutely just mind-boggling. 13 seconds. That's one thing where I will admit Ibuka came in clutch because he beat the man coverage twice and got out of bounds. With 13 seconds, we needed 30 yards and out of bounds. You might say that's a choke for the Chargers, but at the end of the day, defense is tough. The only adjustment I'll say is I actually like zone coverage better there. You want to know why? Because man-to-man, if you beat your man, you're automatically out of bounds because everyone else is manned up. So sometimes zone coverage is the move when you're defending the sidelines because other people are there to protect the sidelines. So Coach K somehow is a musician and getting in field goal range that quickly, but it just shows you in Madden football, because this is franchise, without cheesy shit, even in franchise, you can get it, any time is too much time. And you guys literally wonder why I gamble in Ultimate Team. Because if I don't score, I don't score. But I will always chew clock to the T. And if I still don't score or I run out of time, it doesn't matter. You can't give your opponent the ball back with any time left. I would probably say 5 seconds is safe, but 6 or more, 6 could be one pass play, like 20 yards, you're screwed. 6 or more is like too much time. And like that's really cringe to say, but it is what it is. The reason why that game mattered too was Coach K stays in first place. If he loses that game, I believe I would have had the 7 seed. So what a difference in seeding that would have been. 4-7. Dude, Devin Achane and Jahmyr Gibbs are nightmares to play against, bro. We are going to sim here and do our forced wins, but I'll do it off stream, okay? Bye, guys. Take care. Probably one of my favorite games ever. If you want to join the franchise, join the Discord, DM me. We have 2 spots open. Let us know. What a game. I'm glad you guys watched it. Take care.